I actually started working there when I was still in high school here at St. X. There's actually an outside company that does the TV and photo finish systems at those racetracks, and they had called up here looking for someone to be a camera operator for their TV systems. And the lady that ran the TV studio here gave them my name. So I went out there and auditioned and got the job. It was just sort of a backup camera operator. That was actually at Churchill Downs where they did harness racing. And then that kind of branched out into Churchill Downs. So they had me come out and be an assistant to the guy that did the photo finish there. And then I eventually learned more about how that worked, and then was able to do it myself. And so then I did TV and photo finish systems at racetracks all over the country, including Keeneland, Red Mile, Churchill Downs, then a bunch of them in Florida. So I worked at Churchill Downs for 4 derbies. I did a couple Breeders' Cups too. I remember, I want to say it was 1988 Breeders' Cup that Ali Sheba won. And that was the first Breeders' Cup that Churchill Downs hosted. And so they didn't have the timing worked out very well. And the race was pretty much run in the dark. And we had lights on the roof for the photo finish. And there's a famous photo of Ali Sheba crossing the finish line with our photo finish lights in the background that they took from the other side of the track. So it's a really famous photo, but it was because of our lights that we were using for the photo finish that photo was able to happen. It's an important job. We were actually racing officials. I remember having to, a lot of kids leave school to get their driver's license. I remember having to get to school late because I had to go get my horse racing commission license, since I was actually a licensed official. Basically, the way it works is we're only photographing the finish line, and instead of frames on a camera opening and closing, it's just constantly open. And as the horses run through it, each part of the horse gets photographed as they run through that narrow opening that we're filming. So first their nose gets photographed, then the next part of their head and their ears, and then it all comes out as one image because the film is moving at the same speed as the horses. People always think, how do you time it exactly right when they're crossing the finish line? Well, we don't have to time it because everything we're photographing is the finish line. We would just turn the camera on before they get there. It starts running, and then after they're all done, we turn the camera off. Basically, we had a line that we would superimpose over the image to help figure out who won. Since we're only photographing the finish line, it didn't matter where you put the line on the film because it's all the finish line. Now, when we did it, we were actually using photographic cameras. After we take the picture, we'd have to turn all the lights off, tear the film out, develop it in the dark, and then we would shine it down to the placing judges they're the official determinant of who the winners were. Now it's all digital, of course. It's all in color. Ours was just black and white. But it's all, the camera still works the same way. It's just that it records digitally to a computer, and then they just pull the image up on the computer. The judges can see they have a computer monitor down in their office where they can see it. So yeah, we've had some close races. I've done a couple triple dead heats before where 3 horses tied, and or dogs. I've done dog racing too.